PR. The Standard today said the former Vice President Fatu Tambajang has declined an offer for an appointment to unspecified position in foreign service. We reported that one yesterday. So I will move to another story, that is Girigara, that is Panjai Girigara. The Gambia Democratic Congress candidate in the recently mayoral election in Kanifing has announced he is no longer a party of the Gambia Democratic Congress or any political party. He said, and I quote, "I wish to inform the general public that I am not a member of the Gambia Democratic Congress party or any other political party. I do not hold any position in any political party in the Gambia," Mr. Njai stated in a write-up shared with the Standard newspaper yesterday. And also a press release from the Minister of Justice said the Gambia, as a state party to the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, has finally fulfilled its reporting obligation under the Convention of the July 6, 2018. The ICCPR recognizes the inherent dignity of each individual and undertakes to promote human rights conditions within the state parties to allow the enjoyment of civil and political rights of the people. And this on the Standard newspaper as well, they're reporting that a new dean meets foreign minister. That is the newly appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mamadou Tangara. On Tuesday, met the newly Dean of the Diplomatic Community, Professor Saliou Njai, who is also the Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia. The new Dean assured Mr. Tangara of their continued support and vowed to continue the clear-cut open challenge of communication for the benefit of all representatives in the diplomatic community. However, the meeting with Mr. Tangara is a continuation of the excellent work, according to the ambassador, they had with his predecessor, His Excellency Vice President Dabo, and they are fully committed to continuing his admirable working relationship with Professor Njai. And moving on to the Foria newspaper. Foria is reporting that the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation staff look forward to their petition. The staff of the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, who embarked on a sit-down strike, commenced work yesterday. Their reporter visited the office yesterday and found the staff on their official duties as expected. And the Director of Press at the Office of the President, as he also reported yesterday, briefed journalists yesterday on pertinent issues including environment, land matters, interior, national documents, Inspector General of Police, His Excellency President Barrow meeting the police command, the demise of an economic soldier in the Gambia, justice, transportation, agriculture, Farava victims, Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, the resignation of Fatmata Tambajang from the new appointment, and the upcoming engagements of President Barrow. So, and Foria also is reporting that the Transport Union closed down office until leadership crisis is resolved. The Malik Gum, an executive member of the Transport Union, has said their office is temporarily closed down until the leadership saga is resolved. He told the Foria that they are not using the Transport Union office in Banjul for now. Gum made this in confirmation on Wednesday in Banjul, where he and all his colleagues were found seated on a mat in the streets awaiting business. Gambia Daily is reporting that President Barrow established committee on land. President Barrow established committee on land. The Director of Press and Public Relations, that was from the press conference Ami Bojan Sissoko held. The Gambia Daily is reporting that the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Office of the President, Mrs. Ami Bojan Sissoko, has disclosed that His Excellency President Barrow has already assigned a committee to look into the land crisis in the country and identify land dispute hotspot areas with a view of addressing them. And the Vice President Dabo also speaks on family planning. The Vice President and Minister for Women Affairs, Honorable Usenu A.N.M. Dabo, has made his first public address on the eve of the 2018 World Population Day. The televised statement is Honorable's first public address since he took the oath of office as Vice President of Republic of the Gambia. The Daily News also, Gambia Daily rather, is also reporting that the Chinese factory endangers environment. What happens to be clandestine? A Chinese factory claiming to be recycling old car tires is posing a serious threat to environment around Kabafita Forest Park in Combo Central districts of the West Coast region. The Chinese factory, which has been operating silently without public notice over the past 3 years, is reported to have been severely damaging the environment as a result of a heavy black smoke with some particles coming from the factory, destroying factory covers, causing serious damage to the environment. Moving on with the Voice newspaper, and they're also reporting that VP declines Foreign Service appointment. Davos appointment as Vice President is unconstitutional, which the Gambia Democratic Congress contested. They issued a press release saying it was unconstitutional. We discussed that one yesterday. And Governor Barry accuses of interfering in Nyamina Sambang land dispute. And that is from the Voice newspapers reporting that the community of Sambang Mandinka Kunda has accused the governor of the Central River region against the misinformation and interference in the land dispute between the people of Sambang Mandinka and Sambang Fulakunda. This is in the CRR. These accusations come at a time when the governor Suleiman Bari of the Central River region called on both sides of the dispute to cease all farming activities on the dispute land, which both parties are claiming ownership. And they also reporting Girigara disassociates himself from the GDC, and the director of press also report from saying that 2 fish meal companies cease operations in Combo South. The operation of fish meal companies in Sanyang and Katong, in the 2 coastal villages in Combo South, have halted on orders of the government, of the office of the president, said yesterday. Both companies, according to authorities, have failed to fulfill the required standards needed for success for such a business. So Ami Bojan Susoho, the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Office of the President yesterday, told journalists. So, and another news on that, the pilgrims are commenced leaving for Mecca in July. That the National Hajj Commission has noted that the Gambia pilgrim will start leaving for Mecca on the 27th to 29th of July 2018. Dr. Omar Jah, the chairman of the Hajj Commission, told the Voice newspaper in an exclusive interview yesterday at his office in Bakau. The Monitor newspaper also reporting that ministers vow to apply allegiance and secrecy. Those are the ministers who were recently sworn in: the Minister of Information, the Minister of Health, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, the Minister of Trade, and the Vice President, among others, the Minister of Youth and Sport, among others. And also reporting that the Truth Commission commenced nominations. The Attorney General Chambers and the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Tambedu, has revealed the nomination process of appointment of commission to the Truth Commission Reparation Commission has commenced. Informing journalists at a press conference yesterday at the Minister of Justice in Banjul, the Minister of Justice, has said nominations of candidates in the Greater Banjul area and the diaspora have already been received. And they also reporting that Kurang's position at the Commission of Inquiry declared unattainable. And also Faraba Banta Commission, on Faraba Banta Commission, Alcalo says the absence of Jula K at the meeting caused a dispute. The Point newspaper also is reporting former Vice President resignation from the coalition government. And also the state also urged the Supreme Court to strike out the UDP Kuntaro election. The lawyer Beginner D of Civil Litigation at the Attorney General's Chambers has crafted the indulgence of the Supreme Court of the Gambia to strike out the election petition by the United Democratic Party candidate Usenu Dijobate in Kuntauru chairmanship election with substantive cost. And the government also suspended fish meal, as we said, reported in the other papers as well. The alleged Brikama killers wrongly accused as a true culprit confesses. We also discussed that one yesterday. And the new Dean of Diplomatic Community met the Foreign Minister Tangara. And also in another news as well, the Gambia Armed Forces has appointed a new public relations officer, Lieutenant Malik Sanyang, who has been appointed the public relations officer of the Gambia Armed Forces. He replaces Major Lamin K. Sanyang, who is leaving for Federal Republic of Nigeria for a senior officer's course. Let's take a listen to the outgoing and incoming public relations officer of the Gambia Armed Forces.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my official 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real official 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any official outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
From Africell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where Africell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Forces wishes to inform the general public that Lieutenant Malik Sanyang has been appointed as the acting public relations officer for the Gambia Armed Forces. This major development is as a result of my nomination to undergo a course at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College in Jaji, Nigeria. I'll be leaving in a couple of days' time. And Lieutenant Malik Sanyang, like I said earlier, will be in charge of the public relations issues of the Gambia Armed Forces, having to do with the public and the media houses here in the country. For my own part, I would like to thank and extend gratitude to the members of the media fraternity and the general public at large for the cooperation and their understanding during the past year that I've been in charge of this institution, also relaying most of our activities and events to the members of the public. And the information we have had and the feedback we have had from the members of the public is positive and is encouraging. And also, as far as I am concerned, I think it's a step in the right direction in that our open door policy to access to information to the public has paid dividend in that today most issues of the Gambia Armed Forces that were not known to the public are being brought to the public domain for discussion and debate without any cause for fear or any doubts.
I would like to thank the Gambia Armed Forces High Command for the trust and confidence they had in allowing me become the acting public relations officer at this juncture. But particularly, I would also want to seize this opportunity to thank the outgoing public relations officer, who have actually been a very good leader and has steered the affairs of this great department for over a year. Mine is not to accomplish anything new per se. It is just rather a continuation of the brilliant efforts that he has put in place in the department, and making sure that our relations with the public vis-a-vis in terms of information sharing continues to go on unhindered, and that our working relation with members of the press fraternity also is maintained as it is right now.
Well, that was the outgoing public relations officer of the Gambia Armed Forces, Major Lamin K. Sanyang, and the incoming public relations officer, Lieutenant Malik Sanyang. Now we can move on to the a press release from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. From the Minister of Foreign Affairs Communication Unit has said that the Foreign Minister has met the UK High Commissioner and US Ambassador to the Gambia. And the press release reads, and it's the High Commissioner of United Kingdom to the Gambia, Her Excellency Sharon Walden, and the American Ambassador to the Gambia, Her Excellency Patrice Shi Alsop, Wednesday, July 11, 2018, paid a separate courtesy call on Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambians abroad to congratulate him on his appointment as minister. The statement further went on to say that the Honorable Minister welcomed both two top diplomats and assured them of his resolve and commitment to deepen ties and cooperation between the Gambia and their respective countries. Meanwhile, Honorable Tangara also met with officials of International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, who were in his office to express IAEA's readiness to welcome the Gambia as a member, in the hope that the Gambia will benefit numerously from the membership of the agency. And the IAEA, is, as you may know, is the world's center of cooperation in nuclear field and seek to promote safe and peaceful use of nuclear technologies around the world. And moving on there, we have the Turkish embassy also in the Gambia today commemorated the second anniversary of the coup attempt by the US-based Turkish-born Fethullah Gulen in Turkey and in the Gambia. You may remember that in 2016, on the 15th of July, Fethullah Gulen staged a coup which was foiled, and the coup was almost, however, 251 people lost their lives and over 2,500 people were wounded in the coup attempt, foiled coup attempt. So now we can take and listen to that interview as well.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my official 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real official 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any official outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
On the 15th of July, Turkish are making the second anniversary of the hideous coup attempt by the Fifth Hole terrorist organization 2 years ago on the 15th July 2016. As is known, this bloody attempt was thwarted by the bravery and sacrifice of the Turkish people. As the painful memories of the fateful night is still fresh on the minds of the Turkish people, the purchase mercilessly used lethal military hardware against innocent civilians who took to the streets to defend their democratic institution, claiming the lives of 251 people, innocent Turkish citizens, and wounding more than 2,500 people across the street.
Our government and Turkish people would continue to keep a firm and dedicated stance with regard to our journey of democracy. Furthermore, in view of the heroic resistance of the Turkish people to the Fethullah terrorist organization, 15th of July has been declared by the government as Democracy and National Unity Day in the country. I can say that Turkish people and the Turkish government, they mostly, we have overcome this trauma, the trauma which was created just after this attempted coup. It was a victory of the Turkish people because President Erdogan called upon the Turkish people to take to the streets and to own the democracy. And they, upon this call, in very early, minutes, they took to the streets and they rescued the democracy. I mean, this is kind of ownership, strong ownership shown to the democracy, to the values of democracy on the part of Turkey. I can say that there are two fronts, in the fight against FETÖ. One is domestic front at home in Turkey. The other one is international front. In Turkey, we can say that we have done our job. I mean, most of the problem is erased now. We can say that in Turkey, as I told you, irrespective of some of the elements, some of the negligible elements of Fethullah Gülen who are disguising themselves in the different branches of, possibly in the different branches of the government.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Well, was the Turkish ambassador to the Gambia. And as we reported that they're celebrating the second anniversary of the foil coup, which was staged in Turkey on the 15th of July 2016 rather. And moving on, I will be on the line with somebody. Somebody's, do we have the person on the line? Yes. Hello? Yes. So, okay, it seems we are having some technical problems there. Whenever we get them, we'll bring them online. And like we said, we have to go through the newspapers again today because I don't have any guests here and I cannot be talking to myself all the time. The point is reporting that the former vice president declined President Barrow's offer, and the state urged the Supreme Court to strike out UDP Kuntauru election petition. And the dean of the diplomatic community meets with the foreign minister, Tangarat, and the Monitor newspaper also is reporting that the ministers vow to apply allegiance and secrecy, and the Truth Commission commenced nominations. The Quran's position at the Commission of Inquiry declared unattainable. And also Faraba Banta Commission, Al-Kalo says the absence of Jula K at the meeting caused dispute. And the recap, the Voice newspaper's report also said the former vice president declines foreign service appointment. Governor Barry accused of interfering in Nyamina Samban land dispute, and Girigara disassociates himself from the Gambia Democratic Congress, and Dabo's appointment as vice president is unconstitutional. That is a press release from the Gambia Democratic Congress. And the Gambia Daily is reporting that President Barrow established a committee on land. And I think I have someone on the line here, so the Skype seems not to be working. I will use the WhatsApp. Hello? Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yesterday, the Gambia Democratic Congress issued a press release.
Yes.
And they said the appointment of Ousainou Darboe is unconstitutional because he was convicted and he has not exhausted all the legal means, if you like.
Right.
Yes. What is your reaction to this? We spoke to some people and they have digested, but also if you want to add something to this.
Yes, thank you, Omar. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your viewers. Thanks for reaching out to me to have my opinion on this issue, which I think has been all over social media since yesterday. And for me, as the United Democratic Party supporter, I think once His Excellency, the Vice President, who is the party leader of the United Democratic Party, spoke to Fatu and categorically made this clear, I shouldn't, in a way, in fact, add anything to it. For since you've given me the opportunity to say something, I would in this case. But I think the man in question here has categorically spoken about this, saying that those who have an issue with this, Omar, they can go to the Supreme Court, because at the end of the day, the Supreme Court is there to give verdicts on contentious issues. Where citizens feel that something is unconstitutional, the body that has mandate to look is the Supreme Court, and I think that's a very fitting response from His Excellency BP Darboe. But again, you said something about GDC. I listened to your interview with the GDC Propaganda Secretary yesterday, and Coach Pasamba came in as well, Omar. I think that was really embarrassing for me, because I think they've got this completely wrong. The Section 62 3B of the Gambian Constitution, when you go over there, where they are trying to invoke somebody, who has been convicted of a criminal act,
South Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate.
That only applies to people holding public office. The Constitution is very explicit on this. So I don't know why they are trying to confuse this. And for somebody to be selected as the Vice President of the Republic of Gambia comes under Section 70 of the Constitution, which clearly states that the vice president has, once you meet the requirements or the criteria under the president, also applies to the vice president, like Code Pastor listed yesterday. And unless Section 62, which is talking about this criminal conviction, but you have to be in public office. So I don't know what they are talking about. And if you go to Section 90 of the Constitution as well, where the vice president clearly stated that he's been pardoned. All right, you cannot be a National Assembly member, but where somebody is convicted and pardoned, and he's got a presidential pardon, then that person is already he can start a fresh life. There shouldn't be anything over his head that can stop him from actually occupying that position. So I don't know what they are trying to explain here. The whole thing doesn't make sense. I don't know the people who actually, and I'm going to repeat, rather than being all over the place on social media saying this man is not qualified to be vice president, let them go to Supreme Court. The courts are there for that. And let me add something. I host a program on the UDP Generation Talk Show. On the 8th of July, last Sunday, we invited the Attorney General, Batamde, to our platform, and he made it very clear that as the Attorney General, he believes there is nothing unconstitutional with regards to the appointment of VP Dabo as the Vice President of the Gambia. This is keep legal advice to the President. And he said he gave his reason. So, look, if GDC or all the people who are skeptics on who are saying that the VP Dabo's appointment is unconstitutional, they have an avenue, Omar Wale, they have an avenue to seek redress through the Supreme Court of the Gambia. What is stopping them from doing that?
Okay. Thank you so much, Shedley, for that clarification.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. That is Sehu Shedley of the United Democratic Party, also discussing the constitutionality and whether Dabo was qualified as a Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia. You may remember the Gambia Democratic Congress yesterday issued a statement saying he is not qualified today, but Dabo had an interview with Fatu. He made it clear, and other legally minded people also said it is constitutional. So that's what all we have for now, and I think we are going to go to Mariama's viewers queue. When we come back, we continue with the program.
Mariam Cisse. Earlier on today, Gainako Online posted on Twitter and they said, breaking news, fired Vice President declare Foreign Service redeployment, resigned from government in protest. What's next for her? She was the brain behind the coalition disappointment or betrayal. On the other hand, NCCC also tweeted and he said, your sacrifices to defend our country when we needed it most will never be forgotten. Staff Sergeant Abubakar Abdullah, member of Nigerian economic contingent who died of natural causes while serving in Number Gambia, our thoughts and prayers to your family, and may your soul rest in peace. On the other hand, Time newspaper also posted and they said, France goes wild in the streets after their World Cup. They are really excited about the World Cup that they won. On the other hand, on Facebook, Alibaba Ace Cham posted and he said, now England knows what it's like to have to forcefully leave a country after your time there has been expired. Thank you very much for watching, lovely viewers, and that's all for today, and stay tuned for more. Once again, this is Viewers Steve with Mariam Cisse.
South Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate. Dalaba Housing Estate is our newest estate located on the Sukuta Jabang Road. You can buy a finished 2 or 3 bedroom house or service plots accompanied with a free fence and gate. At Dalaba Housing Estate, you get to enjoy bituminized roads, gated and fenced properties, solar street lights, water reticulation, public amenities, 1,500 fruit trees aligned in streets, and many more. Make a 40% down payment today and spread the balance conveniently for 10 years with GT Bank, Ecobank, and Trust Bank. Terms and conditions apply. Wait, this is the best part. We are giving a discount on outright payments. For more information and exceptional service, please call our office line on +220 4410 233. Better still, call us on mobile or via WhatsApp on +220 376 2333 or +220 776 2333. You can also visit our website on www.tafafricahomes.com. TAF Africa Global. Our experience is global. Our focus is Africa.
Welcome back, viewers, from that viewers queue with Mariam Sise. On the line now, I also have Omar Malmo Sambu, who is an environmentalist. Hello, Omar, can you hear me?
Yes, Omar, I can get you clearly.
Okay, I know you are an environmentalist. So the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Office of the President yesterday said that the milling factories in Sanyang and Kartong has been suspended. And somebody who has been campaigning for environmental protection and so on, what can you tell us about this?
Yes, actually I read the press statement from Ami Bojan Susoho. I think it's commendable from the Office of the President that both factories in Sanyang and in Kartong are actually closed down temporarily until the requirements that are actually put forward are met. But then this leaves a lot of us with more questions than answers. Because if you look at the contemporary environmental issues in the Gambia, and specifically on these piecemeal factories in the Gambia, you will realize that the one that has a major problem is the one in Gunjur, that is Golden Leaf Factory.
Yes.
Now, Golden Leaf Factory was dragged to court by the National Environment Agency, which is semi-autonomous and directly answerable to the Office of the President, not even the Environment Minister as far as the laws or the environmental laws of the Gambia are concerned. And they are responsible for giving environmental approvals to such factories, and then they can withdraw or even take you to court where they realize that you have found one thing. And then the NEA on the 4 counts took the Golden Leaf to court because they've been discharging, untreated biological waste into the marine, marine resources, and then realizing that they've been polluting the environment, and that means they have gone against the environmental approval that was given to them. They were not following the regular procedures and the guidelines that were given to them. And then upon taking them to court, the government of the Gambia interfered into that court hearing and then said they're going for an out-of-court settlement. And honestly, Omar Wali, there was no out-of-court settlement. This is just one minister, who interfered in this whole process, and then these people were actually taken out of court, and there was no out-of-court settlement, because in out-of-court settlement in terms of environmental issues, we would have expected the community to partake in that out-of-court negotiation, and then if they realize these people really faulted, what would have happened was the community and the Gambia should be compensated by the Chinese for the damages done to the environment.
Now, let me interrupt you there. If I understand you well, you are saying, well, they closed down the one in Kartong and Sanyang, but the main one is not shut down. That is the one.
Shut down, and the main one in 2017 has caused serious environmental damages to the Gambia, and the government of the Gambia neglected it. And if they are shutting down the one in Kartong and in Sanyang, that leaves us with more questions than answers, because if those ones do not have a treatment plan, Golden Leaf has operated for over 1 year without a treatment plan. And when we put alarms on this, some of our colleagues were arrested and some are even dragged to court as we speak. So what is basically the information that the government is sending out to the people? When we know Golden Leaf has polluted more than the one in Sanyang and more than the one in Kartong.
All right. Thank you so much, Omar Malmo Sambu, for your time.
All right. Thank you, Omar Wali.
Thank you. That is Omar Malmo Sambu, an environmental activist who also works with the Green of Gambia. So now in the studios, I'm joined by Dennis Malik, a basketball player.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Dennis Schroeder Malik. Born in Germany. Came here every year with my mom. My mom's from Gambia. Or just one. We was visiting every time, our family, and I'm 24 years old, playing the NBA in the States, and playing the national team, German national team. That's it.
So I understand you're a basketball player. Can you tell us, how did your career start? When did you start this basketball?
Playing basketball, I think I started with 11.
11.
Just on the court, try to play basketball with my friends, family, and that's how I got into it.
Okay, this is Gambia is a country where basketball is not that much fun. What we can say, not many people are into basketball. So you, as somebody who has been into this thing for a very long time, what do you think should be the best way for more Gambians to go into this basketball?
I think I play a big part of it. You know, I gotta, you know, help the community, the Gambian community, to develop basketball. I've seen a lot of players, you know, in Senegal doing a great job, and I try to do the same thing here in Gambia. Try to, you know, raise basketball, try to help people to play basketball to get better.
Okay. When are you going to organize at least one game or so?
I'm playing Friday, tomorrow, at 5 o'clock at the stadium. Everybody, you know, who is try to support, who want to play, who want to have fun, join us and, you know, have some fun.
Is it kind of restricted, kind of invitation, or it's open to everybody?
I think it's open to everybody. Everybody can come. Everybody can support. I think my whole family is there. My friends is there. So I think it should be really fun that everybody comes out.
Okay, you will have one on Friday, but do you think that is that one alone enough, or you have other plans to make sure we have expand the basketball in this country?
I mean, we did it last year.
Okay.
It was great. Everybody came out. A lot of people came out to play. But like I said, in the future, I want to be, you know, a big part of the basketball community. Help people to play basketball. You know, maybe do a couple of courts so people got, you know, access to play on the court, and try to build a facility, you know, a gym where everybody can go just to get better.
Okay. So how soon are we going to see that gym?
I don't know yet the time, but I got a lot of people behind me who try to help. Dikembe Mutombo, you know, he played in the NBA. He's a legend. You know, he tried to help. And yeah, we try to get it moving.
Now, those who are looking up to you, they're in the Gambia, but they don't. How can they access how can they know what you are up to? In what platforms? In what way to know? Following Dennis Malik, in what platform can they access any information about you?
Information, I think, it's the internet, you know, social media, like Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. But like I said, we try to build something here that people can watch me, you know, in the NBA when I play, that they can watch it live. And like I said, it's a process, but we into it, and we want everybody to know that we try to, you know, move basketball forward, that people can see me.
Okay, now you are in the country and said you want to help to move the country, develop the basketball in the Gambia. So in few years' time, at what level do you think Gambia will be in terms of basketball?
I think we gotta be like Senegal.
Okay.
I think that's the goal for the first couple of years, because a lot of people playing basketball there. You know, everybody supporting it. Everybody, you know, when tournaments are starting, everybody's there, and I try to get it to that level first, and then from there on, we want people who play here to go to Europe or to the NBA as well.
Okay. Finally, what do you have for the viewers?